I can just imagine, like, had they been in the writer's room and they decided they wanted to gender swap Batman, they'd be like, hey, we're going to make a Batman show, but we're going to gender swap Batman. Oh, she's going to be Kate Kane, Batwoman? Oh, no, no, no. No, she's going to be a girl, but her name's going to be very similar to Bruce Wayne. It's going to be, her last name's going to be Wayne. But what's her first name going to be? Bruce.
Welcome to Tairimo Boys Podcast. I'm your host Cody. With me in second chair is the boy who loves to wear a cape and jump from rooftop to rooftop. It's Jeremy.
That's the way to do it.
He also wears tights with it.
With underwear over my tights.
With me in third chair is the boy who likes to go out in the middle of the night and beat up bums until they go get jobs. It's Ryan.
Yo,
Go get it, Ryan. Justice for all.
what I do.
Everyone's got to have a hobby. But, anyways, the brand new Batman the Animated Series called Batman Caped Crusader came out recently, so it's time for the boys to review it. If you're unaware, the series is currently on Amazon Prime. There's 10 episodes. It is directed by Bruce Timm, who did Batman the Animated Series. So, Jeremy, give me your first thoughts on it.
Ooh. Boys, I'm mixed on this one. Definitely doesn't top the original.
Well, it's kind of hard to top the original.
Indeed.
Ryan, first thoughts?
I'm going to be honest. When you said you wanted to review this show, my heart dropped because I had no interest in watching this show. And I tried to avoid it for as long as I could. And then I watched it. And I was mostly mad because I wanted Bruce Timm to not mess with perfection. Didn't need to reinvent the wheel. And then I sat down and I watched it. And I got to tell you, I really liked it for the most part.
I knew that was
There
coming.
we go. Oh, yeah. Got a feeling we're all going to
I
most part this one.
I was surprisingly engaged through most of it and voluntarily watched multiple episodes in a row because I couldn't put it down. Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, I went and watched all 10 episodes in a single day. I was supposed to be editing the podcast. I didn't do that.
All right, that's impressive. It took me 2 days, but yes, I'm on the same boat with you, Ryan. I did watch them consecutively. I got hooked.
I also took me 2 days.
You gotta be more like me. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the show. It does have some problems, and it's not gonna be better than Batman the Animated Series. And as we'll get into, it's getting hit with like current year problems.
Yep.
Is that gonna be for your most part, Ryan?
How did you
That's
know?
one of them.
But we're gonna get into that. Before we do that, boys, what are our opinions about Batman's new voice actor?
He's no Kevin Conroy, but surprisingly, I really liked him.
Agreed. No Kevin Conroy. Surprisingly, I liked him as well, for the most part. Where he tended to use his actual Batman voice during like regular conversations as Bruce Wayne kind of baffled me and it bothered me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was annoying. Like I just didn't get it. I think it was kind of like dunking on like Alfred or something.
I think it was too, but I couldn't deal with it. I was just like, okay, this is really,
It
really bothering me.
yeah, it was really weird.
I'm gonna try to speak in my Batman voice during this review at inappropriate times.
So long as you don't do Dark Knight Rises Bane voice, I think we'll all be happy.
I like this show for the most part. Yeah, I won't do that voice.
The important thing is we got to move on from Kevin Conroy. I mean, he'll always be the Batman
Number
in our
one.
hearts. Yep,
Speak
but
for yourself.
We ain't moving on from shit here.
well, he's kind of dead. So
Rest in peace. Long live the legend.
you know, I have like this whole thing written down on my notepad about. Hey, maybe people have moved on from Batman the Animated Series, but it doesn't sound like
Nope.
Ryan has.
Nope.
I have not.
I never will.
Okay, let me give a little bit of like backstory. So after Batman the Animated Series, they tried the Batman, which is like the if you're familiar with any of the Batman cartoons, that's the one with like the really wacky looking Joker. Then, if I remember right, right after that they did Batman the Brave and the Bold. And Batman Brave and the Bold, that was essentially it was a more campy Batman. And it focused on like other heroes, like B and C list heroes teaming up with Batman and then them doing campy stuff.
Hmm. Sounds
So
like a review we just did at Batman and Robin. Go watch it, boys.
everyone knows Robin.
Hey, girls.
No,
Nice plug.
I think it's more like Adam West Batman. But the important thing I'm getting at is like the final episode. I think they were dealing with. I think the final episode has Batmite as the villain, but it's got an overall message of this show's getting canceled because no one was watching it since it's not Batman the animated series. That's what everyone was complaining about. So it was like fourth wall breaking.
Well, I was one of those people.
I mean, I didn't like it really. It was like I want a more serious Batman, but
I think we were all one of those people.
I mean, the last episode just kind of sad because yeah, it's really in your face about like yeah, you guys just don't want to move on, try something new. But here we are, something new. It's the same, but it's new. So let me explain this to the people at home. This isn't Batman the Animated Series, but it's made by the same guy. It's kind of the same universe and like the same
Kind of.
time period. Like you're not gonna find cell phones. Like everyone's using like dial phones and they've got tube TVs, just like they did in the original animated series. And before we start getting into complainy boys and bitching, I feel like we're kind of in a DC animation renaissance right now. Because we're actually getting a lot of like Batman related stuff. We got the Harley Quinn animated series that's still ongoing. Kite Man Hell Yeah came out, I think it was like a few months ago. I've been watching that. I've been really enjoying that. But I just like how stupid it is.
It's a great reason to like something.
Well, I mean, maybe it's going for the Batman Brave and the Bold thing where it can be serious, but at the same time, it can be goofy. It's a adult cartoon about Kite Man, one of Batman's most pathetic villains.
I need to watch it now. Ryan, have you seen it?
No, not yet.
You,
I still haven't seen all. I haven't caught up on a Harley Quinn.
you gotta watch Harley Quinn in order to really jump into it because the show
I'm 2 seasons
heavily
behind.
the show heavily implies that you've seen the Harley Quinn series. And a little fun fact for you: the guy who voiced Batman in Batman the Brave and the Bold, he voices Batman in the Harley Quinn series. Good voice actor.
And Two Face in this one.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I guess
Fun facts all around.
Guess it makes sense. Instead of talking about the Harley Quinn universe, let's talk about this universe. So, elephant in the room time. Let's start talking about gender swapping and race swapping.
Damn near everyone.
So,
Oswalda. Oh my god. That was the worst one. I'm just gonna say it right now. That pissed me off.
okay.
I was like, if this is how we're starting, this is not
Yeah,
okay.
the first episode, they're already in your face about it. So, if you know about the controversy of the show, you're probably aware of this one. They went and gender swapped Penguin.
God, why? It was so bad.
I thought that it was pure example of what is wrong with gender swapping is that it was just so lazy. Like they named her Oswalda. I can just imagine like had they been in the writers room and they decided they wanted to gender swap Batman, they'd be like, "Hey, we're going to make a Batman show, but we're going to gender swap Batman." Oh, she's going to be Kate Kane, Batwoman? Oh, no, no, no. No, she's going to be a girl, but her name's going to be very similar to Bruce Wayne. It's going to be, her last name's going to be Wayne. But what's her first name going to be? Brusa. It was so lazy. And that
It
is the
was.
problem.
Yeah, like I kind of was digging the idea where you've got like a charismatic lady penguin and she's sitting there being flirty with the police and she's doing her usual arms dealing thing and we watch her like kill one of her kids and try to kill the other one. So that, I mean that's something new, but yeah, that was completely unnecessary. And here's the thing: Bruce Timmset was like, "We're gonna swap Penguin's gender because Batman doesn't have enough strong female character villains."
Bullshit.
Catwoman shows up in this. Harley Quinn shows up in this. You've also got Poison Ivy. And here's the thing: they put Gentleman Ghost in here, who's kind of like an all-over DC villain, and they put like a complete nobody heroes like Firebug and Onomatopoeia. It was like, yeah, maybe they could have cut out Onomatopoeia and did something with like a little known hero villain like Copperhead or something. Like I remember liking her in like Arkham Origins.
Was Copperhead a gender swap
Oh
in Arkham
no.
Origins?
Oh no, I gotta look it up now. I'll be eating crow or whatever it's called. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, she was a gender swap.
So
Here I go saying, no, you don't need gender swap. You just could just put a female villain. Like, nope, that's a female. That's a gender swap villain. Okay, but this goes into the domino effect in Deadpool. It's like, okay, we got this character no one knows about. Is anyone gonna care if they're gender swapped
In that
yeah,
case,
I had no
no.
idea
or
who
race
Copperhead
swapped?
was.
I guess with domino.
Ray swapped also like the Gordons.
That was the next thing I was getting into. The Gordons, they're black now, and Harley Quinn is Asian.
We have a very diverse cast.
I noticed like half the cops were black.
Batman, the brave and the diverse.
Gotham City is very diverse in the year, whatever, 1970s this takes place or something.
And also, everybody was fat in this or thick in weird places.
Yeah, I noticed there was some Montoya. She was kind of chubby. I mean, I don't like when they race swap things, but it wasn't obnoxious in this, like it is in some other things.
To be honest, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, and I actually like Gordon. And Barbara was fine.
I think it was a little distracting with them, but like I said,
It was at first, but I got it kind of grew on me. I was fine with it after a
yeah.
while.
Hmm.
I was like, this is what we're doing. This is how this series is going to be.
Yep. There's also a scene where Harley and Montoya are making out. So,
All right, that bothered the out of me.
welcome to current year, Jeremy.
I just don't need it shoved down my
Yeah,
throat.
I don't need it shoved down my throat. I'm not in. And here's the thing: I'm not going to complain that Harley Quinn was kissing another woman because she's. I think
I
she's
mean,
probably still dating Poison Ivy in the Harley Quinn animated series.
exactly,
So
which is
it's
not that far off, but just
yeah,
don't shove it down my throat.
it's nothing new. And I remember during the Harley Quinn animated series, when I was watching that, and there's like an entire season and a half where she's dating Kite Man, and that kind of had me with curious because like, hey, isn't Poison Ivy usually a lesbian? Yeah, they end up breaking up. Anything else we want to bitch about?
Yeah, some of the character designs, specifically Two-Face. I did not like Two-Face's character design because it looked like when a kid brings a painting to his mother, the mother just pats the kid on the head and puts it on the fridge.
Good job, honey.
I agree with you. It looked so off, like
It was
Yeah.
off.
because they went for like a more realistic approach where it just looks like the side of his face was dissolved, but
Hashtag not my true face.
they really needed to like, do what like every other Batman series does and just discolor the bad side of his face. Like the Dark Knight Rises where you can see his muscle, or I mean, just even the animated series where he had that grayish blue, like half to his face.
It worked. What else do we have to bitch about?
I'm just gonna go ahead and bitch about this, and I'm fully gonna admit it's because I can't let go of the animated series. I like a Harvey Bullock that's an asshole, but still has a heart of gold and not completely corrupt.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I recognized the character right away, and I kind of thought I was like, oh, they're doing this corrupt cop thing with him. It's like okay, I kind of accepted it, but Ryan, you're being a little stubborn.
It's what we do. Also hated the Catmobile.
I think they were just going like full campy with the Catmobile.
I think they were too, and it bothered me. I was like, all right, that's enough.
I mean, yeah,
And
it's a convertible, and
I did like the running joke of the show that everybody was talking about how Batman has a nice car. It wasn't me, or did the Batmobile growl? It sounded like it roared when it revved up.
it's supposed to strike fear in the hearts of criminals.
Yeah, he definitely struck a lot of things with his Batmobile this time around.
All right, so since we're on the top of Catwoman, as we all know, I've discussed many times, Batman likes smashing Catwoman box.
He's playing stubborn this time around.
Yeah, she was trying to get Batwiener.
One of that bat stick.
Didn't want any of that Catwoman box.
You mean the Batawang?
The Batawang.
That was Cody's.
Yep.
Credit where credit's due.
Penny to you, sir. All right, what do we think of Catwoman's costume?
Felt like really throwbacky to the Adam West days.
I say I
Yeah.
dug it. I
Yeah, it
dug the
wasn't bad.
retro look.
I liked it.
I mean, I've grown used to the Arkham series Catwoman design, which is like sleek and very. I don't. Would you tell? It's useful. Like my problem with this one was she's wearing high heels and jumping from rooftop to rooftop. So
Not very practical, is
yeah,
it?
it's not very practical, and in
But it
real,
wasn't bad.
it outside of the show, I don't think she would have done a good job of going against Batman.
Well, honey, don't knock it till you try it.
Oh, I'd smash Catwoman box.
It wouldn't.
All right, so let's move into our next segment where we start discussing some of the episodes. So, Jeremy, what was your favorite episode?
So I really like the back half of the episodes. My attention was kept a little bit lighter. Excuse me, it was kept more. I liked the night ride episode was the one with the ghost, wasn't it?
Gentleman Ghost.
Yeah,
You...
I like that one.
you're not gonna get me with the names.
No, no, I won't.
Hold on, let me pull that crap up. Okay, so here's the thing about that episode. I thought Gentleman Ghost during that episode was gonna call Lucius Fox some like gamer words.
I like that episode, and then when Two Face, the episode after he got the acid splash on him, the killer inside me. I like that was that's my other favorite episode.
Yeah, the next to last one.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, the interesting thing about like the episode Gentleman Ghost is, for the most part, the episodes were all grounded in reality. Then you get to that episode, and suddenly now Batman's fighting an actual ghost.
He becomes an honorary Ghostbuster. Yeah, that's it. Really stood out to me for that reason, and I liked it because it's not something you see often. You don't see like, I mean, there are supernatural elements in Batman, but it's not like you see it often.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, Gentleman Ghost's like an established like DC villain. I think he was originally a Flash villain, but I know in Batman the Brave and the Bold he was constantly showing up. But it was really interesting because he was doing like a reverse Robin Hood thing where he was stealing from the poor, going around robbing trains and all that. I know we've already complained about the way Two Face looked, but was anyone else irked that we really never dug into like him using his coin very much?
Yeah.
Yes,
I felt like
like
that.
if Barbara had it.
Yeah, like I felt like it was wasted potential. Like there's a few times he's flipping it, but it's like it's the double-headed coin. Like I thought eventually his character arc was gonna be him slashing up the other side of the coin and then using it, but we never reached that.
Unfortunately, yeah, that did bother me because that's like it's seriously his call sign. I wanted to see it happen because I actually dug this version of Harvey Dent.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me at the beginning when we found. I think it's like the first episode we find out like yeah Harvey's trying to do good, but he's a little bit corrupt, and then throughout the series we watch him slowly become more and more corrupt in order to get like good things done, and then finally whenever he's about to reach the point of no return, just completely turns around, but he gets the acid thrown in his face.
Hmm.
Like
Huge in character development for Harvey Dent. So I'm a big fan of this version.
yeah, the first season is pretty much Two Faces season. And that second, the Killer Inside Me episode you mentioned, that is a
Hmm.
good episode because that's like at the aftermath of where he got the acid thrown in his face, and we just slowly watch him gain his split personality, and then decides to go all Rambo on the mob.
Which was such a good scene. I was pissed he didn't get Thorn though.
Well, Jeremy, that's why you shoot instead of monologue.
Exactly. Shoot first, monologue later.
And of course, the last episode of the season is just a complete showdown using him, but we're not going to talk too much about that.
Look at that. Spoiler boys not being spoiler boys.
Ryan, what about you? What was your favorite episode?
I have several. The Catwoman episode, the Clayface episode, the Nocturna episode, and the Killer Inside Me.
Oh, the Clayface episode was good too. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give a little bit of a complaint. So, first off, the Clayface episode. Sorry, viewers at home, I'm probably going to spoil this for you now. So the idea of the episode is there's an actress gets kidnapped and
Clayface pulls a saw.
yeah. Well,
A scene out of Saw, straight up.
Batman has to. It's old timey pendulum swing, Jeremy. But Batman has and Montoya have to find out like who's behind the kidnapping and who's also behind the murders going on set. One of the things I'll give this series credit for is it is very. I'm not. I don't know. I don't want to say loyal. Or maybe loyal is the correct word. It sticks to pre-established character lore that persists like over the entire Batman multiverse. But that also creates the problem. We see throughout like the Clayface episode that Batman's chasing over this like ghoulishly ugly looking character. And you may not know who he is right away. But like right before the reveal that this is the villain's Clayface, I go, okay, so the villain, it looks like they can shapeshift and they're an actor. It's like, is this villain Clayface? And then I went and looked up Clayface's like actual name, and yep, same character. It's like, okay, that solves that mystery. If you're familiar with like deep DC lore, it's like some of these episodes they're gonna kind of spoil it for you. Like if you know Clayface's like actual normal name, like that episode's gonna be completely spoiled right away at what's going on.
But I also would have had fun in that too. Like I wish I was a little bit more versed in it because I would have enjoyed that. Be like, oh, it's Clayface! It's Clayface!
Well, did you at least solve the mystery early, Jeremy?
Nope,
Well, I did thanks to the powerful invention of Wikipedia.
you cheated.
Well, I connected all the dots. This sounds like Clayface's backstory, and then.
Well, at least you connected the dots before cheating.
And here's the thing: if you have a deep knowledge of like DC lore, there's a lot of stuff you'll pick up on that a normal person won't pick up on. Like for instance, during the Nocturna episode, as Ryan mentioned, like one of the carnies looks like has like crocodile disease, and the carnies like call him Waylon. Well, if you're unfamiliar, Killer Croc's actual name is Waylon Jones, so that was Killer Croc.
Makes sense.
And then in another episode, Harley Quinn's talking about her mentor, Dr. Crane. Well, if you're unaware, Dr. Crane is Scarecrow. So that kind of explains why she may have descended into madness like she did.
That tracks.
I do have to say, though, that I didn't feel like Harley Quinn's like descent into madness was natural. Like
I wasn't a big fan of this Harley Quinn.
Yeah, well, I felt like if they would have developed more of her descent, then it would have been fine. But like one episode is very helpful and acting normal, and then the next episode she's just completely evil. And
Yeah, it was straight to one side of the other of the spectrum.
yeah, there's like
It didn't make sense.
no in between. And Ryan, you picked up the King Tut reference, right?
I was sure did. I was gonna shout that out later on.
It was like the beginning of the episode. I was like, thinking, it's like, wait, are they gonna do King Tut for this episode?
I was disappointed he wasn't in it longer.
Don't worry, there's always next season.
Yeah.
So, the Nocturna episode, where, if you boys are unaware, Nocturna's older brother, Anton Knight, he's normally a villain called Night Slayer. So we're digging into like the C&D list villains here. But the idea behind Nocturna is she's like a teenage girl and she's like a energy vampire.
Like a regular teenage girl.
Or some of Jeremy's exes.
They're definitely energy stealers, that's for sure.
Now, Ryan, here's a little fun fact. I don't know if you know this or not.
Is it about who voices her?
No, I'm not aware of that, but you go ahead and fun fact that for me.
Phoebe from Ghostbusters.
Ooh, I like these fun facts.
But here the episode ends where she's the energy vampire, and we learn that she can't be exposed to the light or she starts burning. Do you remember the scene where Batman's like carrying her back under his cape, cradle?
Uh-huh.
That is a reference to the Justice League animated series. And one of the episodes in there, Ace from the Royal Flush Gang, she got like some reality warping powers, and she became like a huge threat. I think Amanda Waller was trying to eliminate her, and Batman was like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of it." And if you've ever seen the famous scene where Batman's sitting on the swing set with a little girl, that's where that's from. But Ace is dying, she ends up dying, and Batman ends up carrying her out of like the park, cradled like that. So there you go.
What a great reference.
Does Batman get put on a list for sitting on a swing set with a little girl he doesn't know?
Speaking of that I can't believe they had the balls to do the scene where Bruce Wayne goes and like kicks his way out of the funhouse, It's like, and then he tells like the car, he's like, I'm looking for little girls, and then they just beat the shit out of him because I think he's a pedophile.
That was, yeah, I was actually shocked they had the balls to do that scene too. I was like, what am I watching? That was funny.
And by the way, they did, it's current year, but at the end of the episode, Bruce can sit there and jokes like, I got beat up by the bearded lady.
A little bit of a redeeming quality there.
As for me, we've hit on some of my favorite episodes. There's really not a bad episode. I mean, there's some weak episodes like the onomatopoeia episode, but that's because he's such a stupid villain.
Slam. Bang.
Beep, beep,
Ow.
beep.
That bothered me so much. Speaking of stupid villains, Firebug.
Yeah, I was getting ready to get into my favorite episode is probably the Firebug episode, but it's not because of Firebug.
No, I was gonna say you're gonna disappoint me here, sir.
No, so the idea behind the episode is the police decide, yeah, we need to take down Batman because the mayor wants him. It's basically a follow. Like each episode ain't like a contained thing. Like they keep on building off of each other. So in the last episode, Batman teams up with like a reporter in order to get pictures of Catwoman robbing things because the judge and Harvey didn't keep letting Catwoman off. So he ends up stabbing some pictures of Catwoman stealing things. But he also snaps some pictures of Batman beating up Bullock and what was the other guy's name?
Flask, wasn't it?
Class.
Flash, yeah.
Flask.
So the mayor decides that Batman's be taken down. So throughout the whole episode, the police are like staging stuff in order to capture Batman, and eventually Bullock and Flash decide like, hey, we need like Harley Quinn advises them. It's like, oh yeah, Batman. As soon as Batman came around, you have all these masked villains show up. It's like, a masked villain, huh? So they end up getting this guy to containment and releasing him on an arsonist on the slums. And here's the funny thing about it. Like, you think it's Firefly, but it's not. In fact, Bullock and Flask keep calling him Firefly, and he's keep correcting him. It's like, it's Firebug. I looked it up. It's like, yeah, Firebug is a completely separate villain. And it was supposed to be this character. And it's supposed to be, like, really pathetic. I was like, I'm used to, like, the Arkham-verse Firefly, where he's got, like, the jet engines for wings.
Right, something that's a little bit more intimidating and terrifying.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this one runs out of fuel real quickly.
The one thing I did like about Firebug is when he put his little goggles on and he gets all happy, sees everything burning. This would be a reference to Team Fortress, but it reminds me of
Pyrovision, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I was like, okay, this is the redeeming quality right here in this episode. Pyrovision. I knew you were going to be thinking that too.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ryan has no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
There's one thing I really want to talk about, the gun scene. If we remember episode 10, Batman takes the gun and unloads in that, well, not in, but around Floss. What do we boys think of that scene?
Loved it.
Yeah, I liked it. Caught me off guard.
I knew a little bit about it before diving into this because it was really controversial because Batman doesn't use guns unless he's killing Darkseid, or first episode of Batman Beyond where Bruce Wayne is about to die and kind of last resorts it. But it was more done as a kind of like, I'm not going to kill you type thing, and to scare Flash.
Scare the shit out of me. You unload 6 rounds around my head, I'm going to shit myself. Now I'd like to see Batman tested. See how far he's willing to go.
So before we start passing the topic, Jeremy, are we looking forward to another season?
Actually, yes, because of how it ended.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Spoiled this one? All right, viewers, block out the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled.
If you don't want to be spoiled. It's no Mark Hamill voice, though.
Jeremy, you got to move on.
Yeah, I'm not moving on, god damn it.
Mark Hamill might still be alive, but he's doing the same thing Stephen King does, and sits on Twitter and complains about Trump all day.
Damn it!
I keep taking your Twitter jokes, Ryan. I will always beat you to them.
Okay, now that I got it off my chest, yes, I'm looking forward to season 2.
What about you, Ryan?
Same. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of complaining, and they're probably gonna do more gender and race changes as the series goes on. But
And we'll complain about it at that time as well.
yeah, I'll
I can't wait for the Riddler, aka Edward Enigma.
Oh, here's a little fun fact. Whenever Onomatopoeia stepped off the train, I thought he was Deadshot. I was like, wow, they have the
Yeah,
balls to make Deadshot whites. Good for them. Like, no. Yeah, I hope we get a season 2 next year or however long it takes them to make it. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. All right, Jeremy, pass topic on to you.
Okay. So, as much bitching as I do, which I'm known for, some of the things I really, 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 really enjoyed about this season was the gadgets that we got to see, some of the detective work we got to see, and the action. I loved it all.
Yep.
I ate up every bit of that. Especially, as you boys know, Detective Comics, very, very close to my heart. So seeing any sort of detective work to like slow down the pace a little bit of some of the action, that's my shit. That's my bread and butter. What'd you boys feel? Was there enough gadgets?
No, I mean, there could always be more gadgets.
Agreed, agreed. But just a little bit we got was enough to keep me, I guess, satiated. And then, yeah, the
Yeah.
action scenes were incredible.
yeah, same.
And since
I didn't expect to see people die,
oh,
honestly.
yeah, I was getting ready. I was literally mentioning that. It's like they start off right away by killing people. It's not Batman, by the way, but I mean, they might have died by proxy, but
I know Batman was a little aggressive with his Batmobile this time around. He did run over quite a
I
few criminals and cops.
yeah, I was thinking that like that episode where Barbara and it was the very first episode. It was like Barbara and Penguin's son. Batman just goes in there and hits all three of the gangsters with the Batmobile like a high speed.
Like very high speed. Like that's enough to kill someone. I said, "Oh shit, we got a killer Batman on the loose."
All right, Ryan, pass Top Gun to you.
I just want to shout out the most unintentionally or maybe intentionally hilarious scene in the show when Firebug escapes Flass and Bullock and is none the wiser to an obvious setup. Oh no! Looks like the car broke down. I guess we're both gonna have to get out and look under the hood for at least 35 seconds. I'm just gonna put this handcuff key in the back seat. I hope nothing happens.
And the Zippo lighter, gonna set it on the dashboard, even though there's an arsonist in the car. I mean, they even say after like, good, oh good, he figured it out on his own because they figured he was a
Yeah.
dumbass.
He was a dumbass. I hated Firebug so much, but I love that scene.
Well, you don't have to worry about him showing up in season 2, Jeremy.
Gee, I wonder why.
Maybe next season we'll get Firefly. All right, Jeremy, final thoughts.
For as much bitching as I do, I did actually enjoy this. And again, looking forward to a season 2. Nowhere near the original, of course, but it's definitely worth watching.
Ryan, final thoughts.
I was surprised by how much I liked it. I was surprised by how I had trouble stopping watching it. Really engaging, mostly good for the most part. But it's no Batman the Animated Series.
We'll get into that. But yeah, if you enjoyed Batman the Animated Series, you'll definitely enjoy that. And I wish they'd quit current yearing everything, but even with the current yearing going on, still very enjoyable.
Yeah, it was tolerable.
You get action, you get detective work, you get Catwoman box.
All the essentials.
Yep. So it is time to scale this.
Do not dare bring in Batman animated series in this.
Too bad. Because today's scale is Batman the Animated Series to Scooby Doo and Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Oh god.
Jeremy, where would you rank this?
Shit. Halfway to Batman animated series.
Where would you rank those crossover episodes of Scooby Doo and Adam West Batman in the 70s?
I did really enjoy those. I'm not gonna lie. They're up there. It's not gonna be over this, but
My favorite episode is
I
always
used to have that.
Cass Elliot in the Candy Factory. Ryan, I know you said it's not Batman the Animated Series, but where would you rank it?
Well, first of all, I used to have those the video cassette of the Scooby Doo Batman crossovers. I would put it 3 utility belt notches below Batman the Animated Series.
I like that. Three you tell me.
Is the Bat Shark repellent near those notches?
No, that's further down.
Yeah, I'd rank it probably same as Ryan. It's close, but that you're not going
Honestly,
to ever top Batman the Animated Series.
It's impossible.
Yep.
Yeah, it's never going to top Batman animated series, but as much as I love Batman Beyond, it doesn't even top that.
We'll get to that someday.
Indeed.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to another episode of Tairimo Boys Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, telling us your favorite Batman series, and don't forget to ring that motherfucking bell. Stay tuned for more episodes.